Hello folks, this is Dan Grubb from Fantastic Books Gaming. I hope you can hear me okay over the raging rainstorm that's happening outside. I've just finished playing a run through of a Gorgon's Loch scenario and my computer decided to eat the file, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set up another one for you. But luckily it's an extremely fun game to play, so I don't mind at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to play dungeon number 2. And I'll read you all about it when I get the campaign book out and stuff. So there are our character cards. There are our enemy cards. There is our search pile. Okay. So what we need to make sure is that the cards are nicely shuffled. I'm sorry, I'm doing all this off camera, aren't I? I keep forgetting about this odd, acute camera angle. Right, so there's the search cards, there's the enemy cards, there are the character cards. Now I should get my pot of destiny out. What's in here? Aha. Here we have some dice. Here we have some board pieces, the lava bridge pieces, lots of death counters for a couple. I'll probably play 2 characters of these guys. I'll leave those heart counters off shot, but that's just a load of heart counters to keep an eye on the enemy. Right, campaign. Dungeon number 2, it's called Rest in Peace. You see the picture there? Special items, 1 golden statue tile, enemy pile, 6 goblins, 12 skeletons, and 4 skeletal bowmen. Now, to mix it up a little bit, in here are every enemy of the Gorgon's Loch, and I'm just going to throw in the couple of characters with everybody. So we could meet the Gorgon Queen. Who knows? So just to spice it up a little bit, we're going to go for some much more powerful enemies than you would normally meet in the second dungeon of the Gorgon's Loch pre-generated campaign. Okay, so without further ado, let us begin. I've got the dungeon map here, so I'll just make a little space, get a couple of point counters out, and let's begin. So, first of all, we have the kitchens. They are that way up, with vestry number 2 on top with the spawn points there. Let me just see how this is going to look on camera. Oh yes, I think what I'll do is I'll move all this stuff out of the way and I'll drag the dungeon your way. I think that's going to work much better. Choose the characters in a moment. Okay, so there's the kitchens, which is this double section here, and vestry number 2, that's this 3x3 section here. Next on the map is the Great Hall, that's the large one, and that's in this rotation. Lovely. Next comes chamber number 2, and that is here, and that attaches to the top, like that. And then we have corridor number 1, sits here, and the start room, the vestry. Where's our vestry? There we are, and the vestry starts there. I'm not sure how much of that you're going to be able to see, but let's have a look. Oh, that's not bad. Yeah, okay, so we're going to start over there, and we're going to come raging toward here, because the name of the game is to search through the pile, find the golden brooch, and place it on the chest of the golden warrior who stands right here. It's the chest of the unnamed soldier. So, the unnamed warrior, sorry. So I shall just take my enemies. And there, let's see, yes, there sits the statue of the unnamed warrior. They'll sit nicely on top there, I think. Nicely out of shot, almost. Lovely. Okay, so we can begin. There. So, who shall we be? Well, this time, I think I'm going to be Ragnar and Magnus Underhill, the dwarf. So we'll pop those chaps here. Ragnar and Magnus. And I shall place these lava bridges on the map to show where we are crossing from one section to another. And when this last piece goes in here, we're ready to play. So how long was that setup? Not too long, I don't think. 5 minutes 21 seconds. Pretty good. Okay. Your current task is to find your way to the next section of this dungeon. You must find the golden brooch and place it upon the chest of the golden statue of the unnamed warrior in order to ensure safe passage to the next section. To succeed, you will need to locate the golden brooch hidden somewhere in the dungeon and place it upon the golden statue of the unnamed warrior. Beware! The golden statue will not allow you to attach the brooch while evil spirits dwell in the same room. All enemies within must be vanquished to succeed. Placing the brooch onto the statue costs 1 action point. Only when the brooch is in place upon the statue in an enemy-free room will the next section become accessible to your journey. Fantastic. Okay, so let us begin. Ragnar, Agathorn and Magnus Underhill. There's Ragnar. There he is. You know what, I'll place him there for a second so you can see him. There's Ragnar. And where's my delightful dwarven Magnus? There he is. So we'll take those to the start of the dungeon. And off we go. So I'll just get a dice pot. This one from Zatu should suffice. Thank you, Zatu. Okay, we're rolling for, I think Ragnar will go first. We're rolling for his starting health, which is 8. Pretty good. And Magnus's starting. No, in fact, no, you know what? Let's go ahead and run Ragnar into the dungeon. So his action points are 5. So on we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're off. Magnus Underhill is next. He rolls for his start health. 11. Sturdy little dwarf. Hard as nails. Now he's rolling for health. Action points. And he has 6. So he's going to take a couple of steps out and then he's going to start searching. The first search yields a gold piece. The second, a loose tile, nothing to do with this dungeon. The third, a snake bite. Roll 1d6, roll 1, 2 or 3, you're unharmed. 4, 5 and 6, you are injured. 5, he's injured. So his 11 immediately becomes 10. Now he goes for his third search. Sorry, this is his fourth search, isn't it? Gold, loose tile, that trap, and I've just pulled an enemy card because I'm rushing. Sorry, guys. There we are, the black gem. Okay, so it's worth 30 gold pieces. It's darn good treasure, but it's not going to get us any further into this dungeon. There's Magnus's turn. Well, that's his 4 searches and 2 movement. So now we're back to Ragnar Agathorn. 9 action points. Okay, Ragnar, what are you going to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's going to pause there with 4 remaining. And roll 1d6 to populate up to 4 enemies in this room. And he's rolled 5. That means we populate all of them. Okay. So let's see who they are. We have skeleton number 10, a member of the Queen's Guard, skeleton number 12, and goblin number 5. Okay. So skeleton number 10 goes on spawn point number 1. Queen's Guard number 5 goes on spawn point number 2. He's a big fella. Skeleton number 12 goes on spawn point number 3. And goblin number 5 goes on spawn point number 4. Okay, so Ragnar's got 4 action points left. He's going to use 2 of them to move within hitting distance of the goblin and skeleton number 12. I'll just pop a few health points down for these guys. Goblins have 1, skeletons have 2, Queen's Guard has 3. Normal skeletons have 2. Okay, and he is going to attack skeleton number 12 with 2 dice. And rolls a 6. Skeleton number 12 defends with 1 and rolls a 3. The difference is 3. He's only got 2 health. Skeleton number 12 bites the dust. Good start, Ragnar. Now he's going to attack Goblin number 5 with his final action point. Rolls a 4. Eminently survivable. Goblin number 5 rolls a 3. It only has 1 health point, so that is a kill. Well done, Ragnar. Goblin number 5 leaves the building. There we are. And that's the end of Ragnar's turn. Now it's Magnus Underhill's turn. 11 action points. So he can definitely get on the action here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. He can't quite make it into the room and attack people. So with his 11, he's going to get as close as he can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And hopefully find some useful stuff in the search pile. So with his remaining 4, he's found a scroll of immunity, which will reverse the effect of a triggered trap, and right delirium on his second search. An ethereal voice calls out your name from the shadows. Magnus, Magnus. Your vision blurs, confused and disorientated. Your turn ends. So it's all over for Magnus. Back to... oh no, now it's the enemy turn. Now, in the order they were spawned, skeleton number 10 begins. He has a movement of 3. 1, 2, 3. He's all up in Ragnar's grill and attacks for 7. Ragnar defends for 9. He's fine. Next, the Queen's Guard has a movement of 6 but only needs 2 to get to its nearest player character. It happens to be Ragnar, and he's going to attack with 3 dice and scores a relatively mediocre 7. Ragnar defends. 9. He's fine. Fantastic. So that's the enemy turn over. Back we go to the start. Ragnar's turn. So Ragnar initially is going to attack the Queen's Guard. Queen's Guard defends with 2 dice, although it attacks with 3. Ragnar's attack is weak. 7. The Queen's Guard defends with 11. The Queen's Guard's fine. So that's 1 action point. I've made a mistake. I forgot to roll for Ragnar's action point. So he's had 1 attack. So now I'm going to roll for his action points for the turn. 4. And I'm going to reduce that immediately to 3 because of that last attack. Sorry about that. So now he's going for his second attack, leaving him with 2 action points. And again on the Queen's Guard. He attacks with 8. The Queen's Guard defends with 6. The difference is 2. The Queen's Guard has 2 health removed, but is still surviving with a single health point. Right. Down to 1 for Ragnar's third attack on the Queen's Guard. 11. It's good. The Queen's Guard defends with 10. So it's dead, but only just. We just managed to scrape that final health point off it. So down goes the Queen's Guard. You didn't really get a good look at those, did you guys? But I love the Queen's Guard. I think they're amazing. Great artwork. Okay, there goes the Queen's Guard. And now we're left with Skelly number 10. Go for it, Ragnar. Oh, 3. Oh dear. Skeleton defends with a single dice and rolls a 4, so it's fine. Okay, so Ragnar has destroyed all but that single skeleton. Now it's Magnus's turn again, rolling for action points. He rolls 8. 8 is pretty good. He's going to go 1, 2, 3 to get within striking distance of this skeleton, and then he's going to attack it once, leaving him with 4 action points. His attack is 5. The skeleton defends with 1. The skeleton is dead. Off goes the skeleton to skeleton heaven. Got 4 action points left. No enemies here, so Magnus is going to search. Oh, and finds the golden brooch. Finds the quest item that we're after. You discover the golden brooch. This will fit into the chest of the golden statue or can be collected or traded. If traded, give this card to the new owner or return it to the bottom of the search pile. So this is going to sit there with its finder Magnus, awaiting the time when we can get into there. That leaves him with 3. So I think 1, 2, 3. Let's start getting toward this this golden statue. No enemies on the board. Back we go to Ragnar to roll for action points. 10 action points. Movement is unlimited within your action points, but you can only attack 4 times and you can only search 4 times. So although Ragnar hasn't got any health potions or anything, he has got 8 health out of a possible 12, and Magnus has 10 out of a possible 12. So I think we're just going to press on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he's pausing at 7. So that's going to leave him with 3 action points. The reason he's pausing is because he is right on the cusp of the Great Hall and it needs populating with enemies. It has a potential 6 enemies here. There's 6 spawn points, but it depends entirely on what rolling 1d6 yields. 1! Just the 1. This could be a really, really quick campaign, this one. Okay, so 1 enemy, and the 1 enemy is Goblin number 3. It's a super weak enemy. Given the fact that Gorgon Queen's in there somewhere, we are doing remarkably well. There we are, Goblin number 3. He spawns onto spawn point number 1. Ragnar's only got 3 points left. He hasn't got a ranged weapon, so he's just going to plough toward 1, 2, 3, the doorway, to then come down here and hopefully be joined by Magnus to finish this thing off. Okay, that's Ragnar's turn. His action points down to 0. Magnus rolls for action points, gets 5. We'll use all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting into the room. Now it's the enemy turn. Goblins have a movement of 2, so it can make it to Ragnar, and it's going to attack with a single d6 and score 1. So of course Ragnar, defending with 2, cannot fail but to defend himself completely. So the Goblin has failed. Now it's back to Ragnar. We are rolling for action points. 11 action points. Brilliant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to pause at 5, so he's got 6 left. Get too excited and smash the dungeon pieces. He's got 6 left. We're going to roll 1d6 to see how many of these 3 enemies are here. 2 of them. Skeleton number 9 and skeleton number 4. So again, we've been really lucky with the super powerful enemies here. So far, apart from the Queen's Guard, we haven't met anything that wouldn't have normally been in this scenario. That's interesting. Okay, so skeleton number 9. Go on spawn point 1, and skeleton number 4. Goes on spawn point 2. They're all there, ready to rock and roll. And Ragnar has 6 points remaining, so he's going to continue in here. 1, 2, 3, running straight past the enemies. Now this room has only got a single spawn point in, so you don't need to roll, you just populate it with Wild Hound number 2 again with the weak enemies. I mean, no offence Wild Hound, but I don't think they're going to have too much trouble with you. There we are. Now how many has he got now? He was here, so 1, 2, 3. That leaves him with 3 more. Can he get to the point of spawning that last enemy? No, he cannot. So what he's going to do is, he's got 3 action points remaining. He can attack this guy diagonally, which he's going to do. So he's attacking skeleton number 9 and scores 6. Skeleton number 9 defends with a single dice. Scores 2. The difference is 4. Skeleton number 9 is out of there. Goodbye, skeleton number 9. He has 2 action points remaining, so he's going to move back into this room. That was a mistake, but like chess, I've taken my hand off him now, so I think I'm going to leave it there, but I'll explain my mistake. And now he's going to attack this skeleton number 4. He scores 9, so it doesn't matter what the skeleton can defend with a single dice. He's dead. So, skeleton number 4 bites the dust, and he's off the board as well. So not bad, but what it does mean is that on the next enemy turn, unless Magnus can make it all the way around and kill that Hound is going to make it out of this room, meaning when we go in again, we'll have to repopulate that spot. That makes sense? Okay, so Ragnar does have a single action point remaining and he's going to move back. So what happens now? Ragnar's had his turn. It's Magnus Underhill's turn now. 6. I think he's just going to run straight past this goblin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's it. So now it's the enemy turn. Goblin goes first. It's got a movement of 2. It can reach Magnus. It is going to attack with its single d6 and score 4. Magnus defends and scores 4, double 2. So he is fine, but it was a close run thing. Next comes the Hound. The Hound has a movement of 5. 1, 2, 3 is all it needs to get within striking distance of Ragnar, and it has left this room. So it's going to attack with 2d6, scoring 6. Ragnar's going to defend, scoring 6 again. Okay, so exactly the same has just happened with both of those attacks. Our heroes are surviving, but only just. So now the enemy have moved. It's now Ragnar's turn to roll for action points. He rolls 10, that's plenty. So I'll mark those 10 and then reduce it to 9 for his first attack on the Wild Hound. 5, the Wild Hound defends with a single d6 and scores 2. It's dead. So off you go, Pooch. You're off the board. And Ragnar has 9 action points remaining, so he's going to do 1, 2, taking that down to 7, and pause while we put this penultimate enemy here. It's a much more powerful enemy, a Queen's Guard. It's Queen's Guard number 1. So as you can see, he's a much more formidable opponent. Okay, we're all set. He's going to use 1 to get in the way. So he's got 6 left. Obviously he's going to attack the Queen's Guard. Oh, scores 9. Lovely. Queen's Guard defends with 2. And scores 3. The difference is 6. He's straight out of there. A very powerful opponent, but that was a vicious dice roll for him. Goodbye, Queen's Guard number 1. Okay. So he's got 5 left now. What's he going to do with these 5? Well, to be safe, I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4. And with his 5th, what is Ragnar's specialist skill? I think it's a double kill or similar. Yeah, it's an instant kill. So if he activates it, it kills anyone within his immediate vicinity, any one player. Seems like a waste. But within the rules of the Gorgon's Loch, you've got to use all of your action points if you can. And I don't want to enter this room yet, because I don't want to leave this one, and there's a reason for that. So he did fail, but he did use all his action points in the process. Now it's Magnus's turn. Oh, and as you can see, actually, with him standing on this lava bridge, we do populate that enemy there. And that final enemy is another member of the Queen's Guard number 2. So Queen's Guard number 2... and whatever Magnus generates in this 3 room stands between our heroes and victory now. Queen's Guard number 2. It is Magnus Underhill's turn to roll for action points. Here we go. 5. Not a lot. I'm going to leave that goblin behind us. 1. I'm going to stop there. So he's got 4 remaining. We're going to roll 1d6 to work out whether it's 1, 2 or 3 enemies in that room. And it's 3, it's all 3. Which 3? We're about to find out. First one is skeleton number 6. Skeleton number 6 on spawn point 1. The second enemy is a Lichen Hallwalker, the second most powerful baddie in the game. Don't forget it's Magnus that's got the golden brooch here. If he gets killed, the golden brooch goes to the bottom of that 100 card strong search pile. So we want him to survive. Ragnar may have to go back shortly. Lichen Hallwalker has 5 health. Okay, and the third enemy is another Lichen Hallwalker. There's only 2 in the whole game. Oh dear. So this looked like an absolute walkthrough for a moment, but now we're faced with some real peril. It's taken a while to get these 5 health points piled up on our hall walkers as well. There we go. Right. Ready for battle. That's Magnus has 4 action points remaining. We don't need to spawn anything in this room because Ragnar is standing on the lava bridge, meaning he counts as being in both of these rooms. Magnus has populated these 2 rooms. Magnus is basically going to use his 4 to leg it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's by no means safe, but he is at least heading in the direction of where he needs to get that brooch. Now it's the enemy turn. Goblin number 3 is here, has a movement of 2 and will not make it anywhere near our heroes. Queen's Guard number 2 is directly in front of Ragnar at the moment and will take a single step toward him and then attack with 3d6. Oops. Scoring 9. Ragnar is going to defend with 11. Fantastic. The next enemy is skeleton number 6, and skeleton number 6 has movement of 3. He only needs 1, and that is going to save Magnus's life, in my opinion, because that skeleton has just clogged up that doorway. Let's see. Skeleton attacks Magnus with 7. Magnus defends with 4. So Magnus has 10 health, drops to 7. However, he is reasonably safe. The Lycan Hall Walker can pass through. Enemies can pass through each other if there's a clear square on the other side. And with diagonal movement, the Lycan Hall Walker can actually move here. So it's got a movement of 5. 1, 2, 3 is all it needs to get within striking distance. And it's going to attack with 3 and defend with 3. So here comes the attack on Magnus. 9. Magnus defends. 7. So Magnus has been nibbled down to 5 health points. The final Lycan Hall Walker moves up with its 5 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4 is all it needs to get within striking distance of Magnus and attacks with 3 dice. 8. Magnus defends. 6. So his 5 health suddenly becomes 3. But he's still here. But this is dangerous times. The enemy turn is over. We're back to Ragnar Agathorn. He has 10. That might be enough. First, he needs to make sure this room is empty of enemies. He has 10 action points. We're going to mark them up because I'm getting a little bit excited and I'm definitely going to forget. So we're going to drop that down to 9 as he makes his first attack on the Queen's Guard. It's good. It's 11. The Queen's Guard defends with 2 dice and scores 9. The difference is 2. The Queen's Guard is not dead. It has a single health point remaining. The second attack leaves Ragnar with 8 action points. 8. The Queen's Guard defends with 2 with snake eyes. It's dead. It's dead. Queen's Guard number 2 is dead. However, there are still some formidable enemies on the board. We are not out of the woods yet. So we have 8 action points. Trading, giving and taking of items is consensual in the Gorgon's Loch. If it's your turn, whether you're giving or taking, it's going to cost you 1 action point per item. Ragnar is going to use 2 action points, 1, 2, dropping his total from 8 to 6. He's going to receive the golden brooch, knocking it down to 5. So he now has the golden brooch. And now with his remaining 5, he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. And guess what he does with his last action point, ladies and gentlemen? He places the golden brooch into the chest of the unnamed warrior in an enemy-free room, thereby completing this section of the dungeon. Ragnar's turn is over. It's now Magnus Underhill's turn, and if you want to play it out and see if you can make it into that room as well, then why not? Why not? If you want to, that's fine. We've got 10 action points here as well. To make it into the room, he needs 1, 2, 3, 4. So he's going to go ahead and have a go at some Lycan Hall Walkers. Why not? Why not? So Magnus is going to have a go at a Lycan Hall Walker. For 8, the Hall Walker's going to defend for many more, 12. So his second attack, 10, Lycan Hall Walker defends with 13. Third attack, 6, Lycan Hall Walker defends with much more than 6, 10. And final attack, 4, and the Lycan Hall Walker defends with 15. So that's all his attacks. He did absolutely nothing to the bad guys, and now he gets to run all the way into this room, using up all his action points, and then, because we're currently standing inside an enemy-free room with the brooch on the statue of the Golden Warrior, let's have a look at the win condition for Dungeon 2. Success! As you return the brooch to its place on the chest of the statue, the room's floor tiles begin to rumble and shake, throwing great plumes of dust into the air and obscuring your vision. Without warning, the floor gives way, and you join the rubble of falling tiles as you disappear down into the darkness. Congratulations for making it this far. If you are ready to continue your campaign, turn over to start Dungeon 3. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed that. And that was a 32-minute campaign, including setup from the box. Not bad, huh? Okay, here we go.